Yes, sir. This will work, yeah, and I'll just stand up to read.
All right, you're a little bit taller than me. All right, well, I think it's about time. So good afternoon and welcome to Emmanuel High Church and welcome to the Supertonics concert. We are absolutely thrilled to house you here today and to kick off the holiday season. What better way than with this beautiful flute concert? So I'm so glad to introduce the Supertonics to you all, conducted by Janet Becker. And today will be narrated by Donna Reiser, Longfellow. So without further ado, welcome, and we'll get on with the program.
Thank you.
Yo ho, my boys, said Fezziwig. No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas, Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up, cried old Fezziwig with a sharp clap of his hands, before a man can say Jack Robinson. You wouldn't believe how those two fellows went at it. They charged into the street with their shutters. 1, 2, 3, had 'em up in their places. 4, 5, 6, barred 'em and pinned 'em. 7, 8, 9, and came back before you have got to 12, panting like racehorses. Hilly-ho, cried old Fezziwig, skipping down from the high desk with wonderful agility. Clear away, my lads, and let's have lots of room here. Hilly-ho, Dick! Cheer up, Ebenezer! Clear away. There was nothing they wouldn't have cleared away, or couldn't have cleared away with old Fezziwig looking on. It was done in a minute. Every movable was packed off as if it were dismissed from public life forevermore. The floor was swept and watered, the lamps were trimmed, fuel was heaped upon the fire, and the warehouse was as snug and warm and dry and bright a ballroom as you would desire to see upon a winter's night. In came a fiddler with a music book, and went up to the lofty desk, and made an orchestra of it, and tuned like 50 stomach aches. In came Mrs. Fezziwig, one vast, substantial smile. In came the 3 Miss Fezziwigs, beaming and lovable. In came the 6 young followers, whose hearts they broke. In came all the young men and women employed in the business. In came the housemaid with her cousin, the baker. In came the cook with her brother's particular friend, the milkman. In came the boy from over the way, who was suspected of not having board enough from his master, trying to hide himself behind the girl from next door, but one who was proved to have had her ears pulled by her mistress. In all they came, one after another, some shyly, some boldly, some gracefully, some awkwardly, some pushing, some pulling. In they all came, anyhow and everyhow. Anyway, they all went, 20 couple at once, hands half round and back again the other way, down the middle and up again, round and round in various stages of affectionate grouping. Old top couple always turning up in the wrong place, new top couples starting off again. As soon as they got there, all top couples at last, but not a bottom one to help them. When this result was brought about, old Fezziwig, clapping his hands to stop the dance, cried out, "Well done!" And the fiddler plunged his hot face into a pot of porter, especially provided for that purpose. Now, scorning the rest upon his reappearance, he instantly began again, though there were no dancers yet, as if the other fiddler had been carried home, exhausted on a shutter, and he were a brand new man, resolved to beat him out of sight or perish. awake, for night is flying. The watchmen on the heights are crying. Awake, Jerusalem, arise. Midnight's solemn hour is tolling. His chariot wheels are nearer rolling. He comes, prepare ye virgins wise. Rise up with willing feet. Go forth the bridegroom meet. Alleluia. Bear through the night your well-trimmed light. Speed forth to join the marriage rite. Zion hears the watchman singing. Her heart with deep delight is springing. She wakes, she rises from her gloom. Forth her bridegroom comes, all glorious, in grace arrayed, by truth victorious. Her star is risen, her light is come. All hail, incarnate Lord, our crown and our reward. Alleluia. We haste along in pomp and song, and gladsome join the marriage throng. Lamb of God, the heavens adore thee, and men and angels sing before thee, with harp and cymbals clearest tone. By the pearly gates in wonder, we stand and swell the voice of thunder that echoes round thy dazzling throne. No vision ever brought, no ear hath ever caught such bliss and joy. We raise the song, we swell the throng, to praise the ages all along. Love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely, love divine. Love was born at Christmas. Star and angels gave the sign. Worship we the Godhead, love incarnate, love divine. Worship we our Jesus, but wherewith for sacred sign? Love shall be our token, love be yours, and love be mine. Love to God and all men, love for plea and gift and sign. The snowfall is so silent, so slow. Bit by bit, with delicacy, it settles down on the earth and covers over the fields. The silent snow comes down white and weightless. Snowfall makes no noise, falls as forgetting falls, flake after flake. It covers the fields gently while frost attacks them with its sudden flashes of white. Covers everything with its pure and silent covering. Not one thing on the ground anywhere escapes it. And wherever it falls, it stays, content and gay, for snow does not slip off as rain does, but it stays and sinks in. The flakes are like sky flowers, pale lilies from the clouds that wither on earth. They come down blossoming, but then so quickly they are gone. They bloom only on the peak above the mountains and make the earth feel heavier when they die inside. Snow, delicate snow, that falls with such lightness on the head, on the feelings. Come and cover over the sadness that lies always in my reason. The kings, they came from out the south, all dressed in ermine fine. They bore him gold and frank and chrysoprase and gifts of precious wine. The shepherds came from out the north. Their coats were brown and old. They brought him little newborn lambs. They had not any gold. The wise men came from out the east, and they were wrapped in white. The star that led them all the way did glorify the night. The angels came from heaven high, and they were clad with wings. And lo, they brought a joyful song. The host of heaven sings. The kings, they knocked upon the door. The wise men entered in. The shepherds followed after them to hear the song begin. The angels sang through all the night until the rising sun. But little Jesus fell asleep before the song was done. One river gives its journey to the next. We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us. We give because giving has changed us. We give because giving could have changed us. We have been better for it. We have been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It is loud and quiet, big though small, diamond in wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn, and the pages too, but we read this book anyway, over and again. Giving is first and every time hand to hand, mine to yours, yours to mine. You gave me blue and I gave you yellow. Together we are simple green. You gave me what you did not have, and I gave you what I had to give. Together we made something greater from the difference. Led by a star, a golden star, the youngest star, an olden star, here the kings and the shepherds are, a-kneeling on the ground. What did they come to the inn to see? God in the highest, and this is he, a baby asleep on his mother's knee, and with her kisses crowned. Now is the earth a dreary place, a troubled place, a weary place. Peace has hidden her lovely face and turned in tears away. Yet the sun through the war cloud sees babies asleep on their mother's knees, while there are love and home and these, there shall be Christmas Day. Always on Christmas night there was music. An uncle played the fiddle, a cousin sang Cherry Ripe, and another uncle sang Drake's Drum. It was very warm in the little house. Auntie Hannah, who had got into the parsnip wine, sang a song about bleeding hearts and death. And then another in which she said her heart was like a bird's nest. And then everybody laughed again, and then I went to bed. Looking through my bedroom window out into the moonlight and the unending smoke-colored snow, I could see the lights in the windows of all the other houses on our hill and hear the music rising from them up the long, steadily falling night. I turned the gas down. I got into bed. I said some words to the close and holy darkness, and then I slept. I had a few.